the people who did Despicable Me. Now, I like the Minions because
Yeah.
they added the comedy element to Despicable Me. In the Lorax, now, the Lorax, even though the film is called the Lorax, he's not in it that much. The stars of the show are, again, the tiny little characters, like the little critters, and there's a bear who's always running, who's really fat and constantly losing his breath, or you've got these fish who do's the musical numbers got like really high pitched voices, and they provide a lot of the comedy. A lot of the smaller animals, they provide practically all the humor of the entire film. You can probably you can easily predict the rest of the movie because the storyline is so simple. It is rated a U, and I think the directors thought, well, because we've got the film rated a U, we can't go too much with storyline, and they've done exactly the same thing as the same thing that's happened with Ice Age Continental Drift. They made the story really simple, so the visual gags and the look of the film is the thing that carries the movie. And in a way, it's that is true. The look of the film is very bright and bold and brash, and so if you see this in 3D, don't, because that'll dilute it. It's best to probably see it in 2D, and you can get the vibrance of the world, and that's kind of what Dr. Seuss's The Lorax is like. It's a very vibrant one. Dr. Seuss is a really weird person because a lot of his stuff is very strange, and this is one of his brighter books, and so it's a bright film, and younger kids will love it. It's just I don't think older kids will enjoy it that much. It's a distinctly average animated film with a couple of interesting comedy bits in it, but that's all it is in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, once again, it's the background characters that steal the show. I mean, you've got all the animals, and the thing is that they're there for sort of the first half of it, and then, like the Lorax, they disappear for a large part. And unfortunately, that's when it starts to get a bit boring because there's not so much of that little bits of humour in it. I mean, for the first half, there's bits I was watching it, and I was laughing every couple of minutes or giggling every couple of minutes because of something that these background characters did, and almost to a point of it being distracting from the thing. So they're enjoyable and they're a fun thing, but they're not the main attract. They're not supposed to be the main attraction of it. It's really surprising that I found it to be that much fun, but yet not that interesting.
Yeah, it just lacks of anything original, any punch. Like you said, it's unfortunate that in these kind of films, the background characters and the smaller characters are the thing that steals it. It's supposed to be Ted or Audrey or the Wonsler or the Lorax or even Aloysius, the bad guy. They're supposed to be the ones who you're supposed to be attracted to. They're the main things about the film. They're not. It's the smaller characters, and that's a problem with American animation as of late. You might as well say they seem to concentrate more on the smaller characters, giving them the funny bits, and then making the boring bits for the main characters, and that's not the way a film should be.
Yeah, I mean, it's even the thing that as well, in the last half of the film, it focuses more on this story of the environment and nature versus, capitalism, basically. It's the only thing I can think of to describe it. But it's weird. I mean, it's not a bad film. I don't think I haven't read the books. I don't think you haven't, have you, Stuart?
No, I haven't.
No, so I don't know, but I think I do recognise there was, especially as it started, there is rhyming dialogue in it, which is obviously a throwback to the Zeus style of writing. But the thing is that it's just, unfortunately, it's such an uneven film that loses its way and doesn't regain it.
Yeah, and like I've just said there, it's a problem with American animation. They need to sit back a little bit and think about their ideas before they go ahead and throw them on screen. This film was released in America about 4 months ago. And as a matter of fact, it's out on Blu-ray and DVD on Tuesday. So it just shows you how long we've waited for this movie, and it's probably an indication of the quality of the film. That it's obviously done brilliantly in America. It's not going to do as well over here.
I would love to see. You said already about the Despicable Me minions getting their own film. I'd love to see those background characters of this film brought into the Despicable Me minions film. That would just make it so much funnier. I can just imagine. I've got a big smile on my face just because I'm thinking about the Minions now. The Minions is one of the things that I challenge anyone who's in a really grumpy mood to watch Despicable Me and not laugh once at the Minions. You cannot help it. The Minions are just one of the funniest character creations ever, and unfortunately, that humour didn't carry over into this film, and it should have.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's it for the cinema part of the show. We will be back in a moment with the Blu-ray and DVD part of the show. So if you're listening on Spreaker, we will be back in a couple of minutes. If you listen to us on iTunes, leave us a rating, and also download the Blu-ray and DVD part of the show. So we'll see you in a moment.